जहाँ पे दो बर्तन होते हैं वहाँ खड़कते ही हैं, वो फ्रेंड्स में भी होता है. अब यहाँ पे we take each other for granted because ये हमारे हैं, फैमिली हमारी है. So हम बहुत we tend to take each other for granted.
I don't think that we have any choice now till we have the concept like private property and people and all those. So family structure is going to be there.
Hawa in my head or a big Hawa, I don't know. Like this big concept in my head that oh my god, is this really large step that you're taking, which is marriage.
We have with us a very talented team, Atul Kulkarni, Ayesha Jhulka, and two promising youngsters, Meenal and Sanah. Thank you so much for joining me on ETimes.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
having
Vicky.
us.
It's lovely to have you with us.
Thank you. So we'll start with you, Ayesha. In fact, all of you can just tell us each that how did this show happen for you? Conditions apply. Did any conditions apply for Happy Family?
I think for me, I got a call for an audition. I went in for the audition and I've known Atish Kapadia sir and JD Majithia ji all my life because they've worked with my mum. So I've known them all my life, but I went for this audition and I met Atish sir and he gave me this crazy brief, and I, through the entire brief, was just laughing at how fun the entire project was. And then the normal procedure, audition हुआ, उसके बाद एक और के लिए बुलाया, फिर बोल दिया कि yes, this one, okay, now it's happening. So like that, but I pretty much knew कि मुझे ये करना है, क्योंकि I think जब वो आपको audition के बारे में समझा रहे थे, आपको script बता रहे थे, it was funny, and I was like, if it's making me laugh as an actor who's trying to like listen and recreate it, I think it has potential to make everybody laugh.
Yeah, I think reading the script for the audition really made me feel that I want to get this part, and I want to work really hard for this audition because I want this part. This is me. If not me, I can relate to this character, what I'm offered, and that's how I think it worked for us.
No, both Atish and JD are absolute magic. I mean, it reminds me of Khichdi. It reminds me of even Dekh by Dekh, the portions which I saw in the trailer. So, Atul and Ayesha, how was it for you? I mean,
so when I got a call from JD, he said we would like to narrate, this character of Pallavi to you. And when can you hear it? And we had to do it on a Zoom call because I think it was, still the COVID thing was on and all that. So then we had a session over the Zoom call. It was supposed to be just a 1.5 hours to 2 hours narration, but we went on for 3-4 hours discussing everything. And for me, what was very interesting was the combination of JD and Atish is a laughing riot any which ways. And I have been doing a lot of serious work, otherwise. So I just thought it would be a welcome change to do something to do with family, something to do with a lighter, note for the audiences. And also Prime Video is, I think, making an amazing change with introducing something on this note, with families, with lighter notes, and I just felt that I really, really fit into this part, and especially because the character that I'm playing, I feel I'm very close to it even in my real life. So it just inspired me.
Elaborate. What do you mean you're close to it?
I knew it. No, I just feel that, Vicky, I feel that families are the compass that guides us, It is something that it's not important, it's everything. And in families, the bonding is very important. Most of the time, we may have ups and downs. We may not get along with a lot of people. We may have, because we take it for granted. Also, I feel we choose our friends, but families we are not choosing. They just belong to us. So we must have that core value within us, and be the pillar, each one of us, the pillar to hold on to this family, because in terms of crisis, I only see families, whether you get along, not get along, everybody just bonds, there's a belonging, there's a sense of belonging. Imagine if there are no families, it would be meaningless to really have a great life. And I have that strong belief that families are very important. For me, I still take care of my dad, mom, my in-laws, it's just a bonding. So I just felt that Pallavi's character is very close.
I'm coming back to you because I see families falling apart everywhere.
Yes.
Atul, you tell me.
Atish and JD and me, we go back at least 30 years, I guess, since our theatre days. We have been watching each other's work and we have been saying कि साथ में काम करते हैं, this, that and all that. And when JD first called me, he said कि ऐसा है यार, बहुत बड़ी कास्ट है, कॉम्बिनेशन लगेगा, डेट्स, दिस, दैट. मैंने कहा क्या कर रहा है? तो बोला कि आई एम डूइंग अ कॉमेडी. मैंने कहा मेरी तरफ से डेट का कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा बिकॉज समवन आस्किंग मी टू डू अ कॉमेडी itself, I think there was no reason for me to say otherwise, no or whatever. And then of course there is Atish who reads the script like I only remember Rajkumar Santoshi telling the script the way Atish reads the script. Fantastic timing, and you don't really have to study the character when Atish reads the script to you. The character is in front of your eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's I think a great thing, because we talk about director's vision and what directors wants and this and that and all that. With Atish, you just have to listen to his reading. So that happened on Zoom because that was COVID time. And I was completely blown because I was read only first episode. And I said, I am in. Because this character, Ramesh, I think is something, as I said, no one has offered me anything like that before this. And so for me, it was just, I'm doing it. That's
deal.
it. Yeah, done deal.
So what is your take on families? I mean, before we go back to Ayesha and ask her what I wanted to.
Exactly.
How do you sustain it at home? And I mean, is it tough than what it was 20 years ago?
You are asking a very dangerous question to me, who straight away goes into anthropology and how we invented farming 10,000 years ago, and then how this artificial thing called family came into being and all that. So I absolutely don't feel what Ayesha feels. I think it's an artificial arrangement done to have your private property.
Be accepted in the society.
Yeah. And a private property, because that's how we invented families. Having said that, I don't think that we have any choice now. Till we have the concept like, private property and people and all those. So family structure is going to be there. And I think very cleverly, this show has the name Happy Family, Conditions Apply. So what Ayesha said was about happy family, and what I am saying is about the conditions apply. And that is why this show is very interesting, because it is not just comedy. It is not only about laughter.
Exactly. That is what I was trying to say.
There's a lot of takeaway from the show, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, Atish has put in so many layers. And that is why I think this show is so interesting. Because, of course, it's a laugh riot, but it is much more beyond that. Yeah.
So give me a frank answer. What are the conditions that apply in today's times?
I think what exactly you were just saying, that why they are falling apart. That's a very important word that you just mentioned, because it's a concept now. And basically the conditions come into place because the demands are different from the structure of the individuals. And it all is happening because, the generations are changing and the new generations have different demands. Like in Dholakia family, we have Dada Dadi, then we have us, and then we have the next generation, and then we have one more generation. So it's story of 4 generations, and you can imagine how everyone must be interacting with each other. and that is how it becomes hilarious. At the same time, it becomes thought-provoking. It's very, very special show, I think.
Yeah, I think it also like speaks about something that we've all dealt with, which is like a generation gap. You know, I think that's a condition that naturally applies no matter how much you love each other or hate each other as a family, whether you get along or you don't get along. Even the most lovable families have there is a generation gap. Every 20 years or 10 years, you completely change. So I think that is definitely a condition that we see in this show that of ours, where you see that each generation comes with its own ideologies, and each position that you hold, like a parent's relationship with a child is very different from a grandparent's. The freedom that a grandparent or the acceptance that a grandparent has towards a grandchild versus what they have towards their own child. Like if their child is doing it, they are like, no, but the grandchild is doing it, let him do it. You know, so that kind of a thing, which are the bondings between each relationship, which kind of is a condition or is a natural flow that just our society has. So I think those are certain things that we see in this.
Another thing I think which is very important, and with Atish and JD, is that we all hear that if the thing is local, then it becomes universal. And this show is so local for the Indian families, for whoever. Yeah.
The culture,
authenticity.
In the family.
Yeah, exactly. And not only Indian, they have made it more local that this is a Gujarati family.
Yeah.
And I think it is very important to stick to your roots to make it universal, so that everyone can relate. And I think that is one of the most important things of this show, and what people will relate to from all over India and all over the world.
Internationally also.
Internationally.
I think Atul curled it into this answer into a joint family. Now, what I want to ask you, Ayesha, is the fallout is also happening in single families.
Yes.
We are talking about family in general.
Yeah.
और आजकल तो joint families वैसे भी बहुत कम है जो रहते हैं साथ में. तो वहाँ ऐसे क्यों हो रहा है और उसका कोई इलाज है?
विकी, मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि प्रॉब्लम्स भी हम ही में हैं और इलाज भी हम ही कर सकते हैं. It's just the awareness. As times are changing, we are getting more and more, trying to get more and more modern, and we feel that हम nuclears में जितना move कर रहे हैं, हम उतने खुश हो जाएंगे. But at the end of it, joint families का या फिर together रहने के जो फ़ायदे हैं, वो एक अलग ही तरह का माहौल होता है. Now it depends on how we are conceptualizing this whole thing. पहले क्या होता था कि हमारी mothers, grandmothers, great grandmothers, they used to be completely homebound, completely into the family. उनका काम ही होता था कि पिलर बन के सब पकड़ के रखना, परिवार बंधा हुआ रखना. तो जैसे जैसे women, working women होने लग गई हैं, हम ज़्यादा अवेयर हो गए हैं, हम ज़्यादा काम करने लग गए हैं बाहर. Of course, the times have changed, so needs have changed. तो हमें लगता है कि अब ये न्यूसेंस वैल्यू हो रही है. तो इट्स ऑल इन द माइंड. जहाँ पे दो बर्तन होते हैं वहाँ खड़कते ही हैं. वो फ्रेंड्स में भी होता है. अब यहाँ पे वी टेक ईच अदर फॉर ग्रांटेड बिकॉज ये हमारे हैं, फैमिली हमारी है. सो हम बहुत वी टेंड टू टेक ईच अदर फॉर ग्रांटेड. उसमें फ्रिक्शन होती है, ही होती है, पर हम बहुत जल्दी घबरा जाते हैं. लाइकवाइज न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज में भी जब हस्बैंड और वाइफ या दो लोग साथ रह रहे हैं वही फ्रिक्शन होती है. लेकिन टॉलरेंस पावर अगर कम है हमारे अंदर तो फिर ब्रेकअप्स होने लग जाते हैं, सेपरेशंस होने लग जाते हैं. तो हम अपनी टॉलरेंस पावर को अगर थोड़ा बढ़ाएं और कुछ चीज़ें इग्नोर करने लगें तो शायद हैप्पी फैमिली बहुत लोगों की हो सकती है. ये कंडीशंस जो अप्लाई कर रहे हैं वो हम अपने अंदर ही अप्लाई करते हैं. So I think that I still strongly feel that it's very important to have a family.
Sanah, it would be very interesting for you to tell us how has 1 year of marriage been? if I'm not wrong, today is your wedding anniversary.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Achha.
I finished a year.
So we read 1 year back exactly because we started reading.
No, reading we did in Feb. I was going to the court register at that time.
Oh,
when we want to get married.
Oh.
But the actual thing, which is why I was not with you guys for the first couple of days.
Correct. That's what I remember.
Okay, so
how has the first year of marriage been? It's been quite normal. I don't know. I think that it was a big. I don't know, ye word, like Hawa in my head, or a big Hawa. I don't know. Like this big concept in my head that, oh my God, it's this really large step that you're taking, which is marriage. But I think once I kind of did it, I realized that it's pretty casual. If you know each other, it's obviously there is a lot of adjustment and understanding, because now you're living with another human being. But it's kind of fun. I've had a fun 1 year, and it's gone by very quickly actually. So it's been nice.
When you just mentioned, and I realized that, oh, Sanah is married. Because
पता नहीं चलता.
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं पता चलता, especially looking at her.
बहुत चुपके से महाबलेश्वर में.
नहीं, वो तो बात है, तब था. लेकिन उसके बाद हमने शूट किया पूरा, और अभी हम लोग मिल रहे हैं, बट अभी जब आपने बोला तब बोला कि अच्छा, she is a married woman.
मुझे भी नहीं realize. Oh right, शादी हो चुकी है. जब ऐसे mention करते हैं, then I realized, oh right, yes, that did happen.
Aisha, she used the word adjustments. I'll just go one step forward and say it's compromises and sacrifices.
Yes.
How many have you made?
A lot. I would say that every minute of being with somebody is definitely a bit of compromise and a bit of sacrifice. Not only for me, but for the other person also. And I don't think that without, whether you can call it compromise, sacrifice, love, desire, want, the bond, the institution of marriage, what is more important for you, it doesn't matter the word. When two people have to stay together, and because I've been married 19 years now, and I feel that it's more of a habit of being with each other. And, when you are in love, when you are married a couple of years, everything is nice, and then slowly comes the adjustment part. Then slowly comes the sacrifice part. So there are ups and downs, but then you don't want a flat life. Those ups and downs also create a lot of
Ayesha, I mean, when you are answering this, I remember how Ramesh and Pallavi are, the couple. They are exactly like what she's saying. My character and her character, I remember me and Atish and you, we were discussing के पल्लवी ने क्यों शादी की होगी रमेश से?
Actually.
Yeah. So the kind of characters we are, they are fantastic. And when you look at them, and these girls and even Ronak and all, they keep on talking about कि ये कैसा बंदा है और कैसे this lady. Sorry. हाँ.
कैसे इसको ये मिल गई? College days.
Yeah.
Ramesh को पल्लवी कैसे मिल गई in college?
See, again, the best part is that no matter what Ramesh does and what others feel about him, Pallavi has the entire love and support for this husband of hers, because she entirely feels that nobody is better than him. So unlike poles attract each other, which I think Happy Family justifies with us.
And her characters, Pallavi's, is she's in between. In the sense, there is generation above us. I mean, my father and my mother, her father-in-law, her mother-in-law, and then we have the next generation. So she is playing the kind of person who is trying to adjust between all of them and trying to maintain
a balance.
Both generations.
Yeah, both generations.
And the third one.
And the
youngest.
Yeah, the youngest generation.
Which in a way is a mother actually, right? Like in most families, a mother is doing that only, like kind of trying to bridge that gap between. So that's what she's doing.
Fantastic writing, I must say. Fantastic writing by Atish. And I must tell the audience that if you don't watch Happy Family, you are going to miss something very, very, very important. I am not saying because we are part of this show, but what we felt while we were, performing this, while we were telling the story, and it won't be an exaggeration, because if I mention Friends, the television show Friends, because Friends had a lot of influence on generations together. It is a study for PhDs in American universities.
Okay.
What it has done, it is what it has done, to the societies.
To the society.
Yeah. And I think Happy Family, I really hope that it would be a show of that, caliber, of that standard, of that depth where people would keep on watching it and rewatching it.
Because there's so much to read between the lines here.
Yeah, and with humor.
With humor.
Lots of
Humor is
humor.
fantastic. I
With
feel
lot
it's
of humor, yeah.
yeah, they've handled
Also
really well.
sentiments and also the bonding and the caring. Everything comes
Meenal's character,
together.
Tiska, can you please tell about, because she's absolutely from outside. Yeah, from outside
Please tell us.
the family. Yeah.
I mean, when I read the audition script, I've been auditioning since last few years and I've did small parts here and there. Nothing like this was offered to me. Of course, I mean, Atul sir has already said it. And to me, when the script is coming like this, I'm like, no matter what, I have to get this role. And I really want to be, and it's not because I want to work more than that, that this writer has written this so beautifully that if it's giving, like, it's been given to me, I should better be able to deliver and to get. So that happened.
Starts
luckily.
with the name,
That
the
worked.
Dholakia family.
Yeah.
The Dholakia family has a Tiska
Yeah.
in the family, who is a
So it's a Gujarati
Punjabi.
family. I'm a Sindhi Punjabi girl.
Yeah.
Married the Gujju guy of this family.
Okay.
And I cut my hair short because of this role. I had this long hair. I went even short. Right now my hair is longer than what is in the show. And there is this, we are trying to point out the stereotypes we think is a problem in a family. But it's actually pointing out yourself that really, like, open your eyes and look. Do we really need to judge every time? Do we really need to point out the stereotypes and say, oh, if a ghar ki bahu is going out to work, why it's not good? Or what happens? Is every saas and bahu a,
Friction.
Yeah.
That's
is it
quite
like,
a thing, huh?
So I
Every
think
saas
we
bahu has
are
a
really, underlining those points, and it's a very interesting dynamics between Tiska and the Saas and the Dadi Saas. Because my relationship with my Saas is different and my Dadi Saas is very different. So that you need to watch the show and see.
We will. As a concluding question, Atul, tell
It's
me
very interesting.
what happens in an actor's life as far as his family is concerned when it comes to work. Now, there have been moments in your career where you may have not felt good about a film, not felt good about some work. Do you carry it home? Does it affect your relations at times? Because actors do get into the character very deep.
Not me. I think acting is a technique, and you perform on set, and when you go back home, you are a normal person. So I don't think that is the case, at least with me. That is not the type of actor that I am, who goes with the character home. I don't think so. And my wife, Gitanjali, she is also an accomplished actor, so she also understands the profession. Unlike Ramesh, who is a chemist and who carries his profession everywhere that he goes, because
Especially home.
especially home. And Ramesh keeps on giving medicines to everyone wherever. Even if he's sitting in a restaurant, he would, if he hears
Not only
someone-
giving medicines, but explaining exactly what the medicine has, what ingredients it has.
Yeah.
And he just goes on and on and on, and then we have to kind of pacify our Ramesh and get him back.
So
Ramesh.
Pallu says Ramesh, just comes back. So yeah, Ramesh is really very, very different from what I am.